Hello everyone. My audio should hopefully not sound like a jet airplane on this video. Okay, so I made a video a couple weeks back showing snapping with Mira on my iPad, and I'm starting to realize that I think I might be one of the only people that use Mira with ClyphX, and for the sake of wanting to collaborate with others, which I do, I'm transitioning to TouchOS. So I'm still learning Mark 1. I would like to move to Mark 2, and hopefully someday with a few more tutorials, wink wink, I'll be able to move to Mark 2 because it looks insanely powerful. But for now, for the demo, I'm going to do a Mark 1. So here on the right side of the screen, I have TouchOS on my iPad. Disregard this. This is just the only way I could figure out how to get my iPad on the screen. So you're seeing just a very basic template. And what did I make? I made a Max for Live device that basically allows two-way communication between the iPad for snaps. And in the folder where the Max for Live device lives, there'll be a text file where you put in the exact snaps that you want to snap on these buttons. If there's interest in this, at the end of the video, if people are interested, I might put together a package for free, so you guys might be able to try this out on your own. So let me know at the end of the video if you found this interesting. But for now, just know that there will be a text file that's referencing these different snaps. So let me go ahead and load up the Max for Live device here. And it's going to look for 3 different pieces of information. And you're going to find that by going to the settings on TouchOS and then the OS connections here. And I'm after these 3 bits. So I'm sending from Max to the iPad. And so I'm going to use the local IP address. Then I need the send port. And then the receive, 8003. And then I'll go back to my template here. And then when I hit reset, it should automatically sync. Now, after this is saved, and the set is saved, you shouldn't have to enter these in again. It's just the first time you bring the device in and sync it up with TouchOS is the only time that you should have to put this in and hit the reset button. Otherwise, it should be automatic. So now these are reflecting that I don't have any snaps in this set, along with this clip. It's showing no snaps. And so you can see for the first 3 snaps, I just have track 3, the default snap for track 3, which should grab volume, send levels, and the first device by default. So if I get this demo loop running, oftentimes when I'm messing around with an audio track, I like to have kind of a dry signal snapped first so that I can always get back to where I was after I messed things up. So I'm going to touch this S1 snap on my iPad, and you'll see right away it's snapped, and it immediately changes to S1 recall. And you can see up here in this clip it's reflected that I have a snap as well. So I can mess around with the volume on this track as well as these other parameters on the device, and then hit the recall button on my iPad, and it's right back. So let's make another snap. I think I'll get a filter going and snap that, and then I can jump back and forth by touching these buttons on my iPad. Pretty cool. Let's say I thought that the filter was a little deep. I can hold down the snap del button and touch the S2 recall, and now that snap's gone. And I can bring it back to that dry S1 recall and then correct that filter a little bit for another snap. That sounds a little better. Snap that. And jump back and forth. Let's make one more snap and be bringing on a beat repeat. Crush it. And snap that. Go back to the dry signal. And now I can just switch back and forth, which is cool. It's amazing. It's already better than the regular what do they call these? The macro variations, because macro variations are just grabbing what's in the audio effect rack, where it just snaps by default have your send levels, get mute, record, all that different thing. And you can do multiple tracks with snaps, but for the sake of the video, just doing 3 to keep it easy. And so let me talk about what these are. These are some different user actions that I created to help modify the snaps. Because I like to, it's sometimes a little jarring to just snap everything back at once. So I like to use the different ramping functions, but it's hard to know where to land those things, especially if you're doing snap ramp. It's milliseconds. Well, I created a user action to help the snap ramp end on the 1 of the next bar. So if I touch this snap ramp and 4, it will always land on the 1 of the next bar. If I touch the 8, then it will land on the 1 on the bar after next. So you could have up to 8 beats before it lands, but it will always land on the 1. It will always land in time. And I'll demonstrate that and get a click track going. All right, let me bring this back first. And let's get to that second filter here by hitting snap ramp, and I got the 4. So you'll see if you watch for it to land on the 1. And go back and forth with these modifiers. It'll always land on the 1. Nice and smooth. And if I go to 8, it'll go at 2 measures. Pretty sweet. All right, let's try out the snap ramps. Should be the same thing, except the jumps will work a little bit bigger, but they'll always be relative to the number of beats left before the next one, or the 1 on the beat bar after next. Try 8. All right, stop that click, and then I can just delete all of these and start over. All right, that should just about do it. So if this looks interesting to you, let me know. If I get enough interest, I will package this up like I said and pass it around. Thanks for watching.